Hey everyone, welcome to TalkLab. It's a pleasure to finally be able to reveal this. And what I want to do in this little quick video is just to walk you through the very first steps of what you do on the platform to make you sure that you're comfortable getting oriented, and the few points especially around consent we want to make very clear. So welcome to the platform. When you first come on, you probably got something like this. You say got it, and you see this, and one of the things you'll notice right away is everything is locked down. Everything except the consent form. Of course, you might have accessed my video just above that, but basically what we're saying here is before you do anything else, we need to know some answers from you around research. So the first thing we want to make very clear is we want this platform available to anyone, and that includes people who don't want to contribute to research. We are collecting data from the platform. We're using that data primarily to make the platform better. But again, if some people aren't comfortable consenting to have data used for research, that's fine. We still want them to have access to the platform. So that's what the consent form is about. And specifically when you click into it, so let me use this as also an opportunity to mention we're using a learning management system to be the platform here, something called Moodle, and it will talk about quizzes and grades and things like that, but there are no quizzes, there are no grades. It's just our way of doing things like presenting a consent form to you. So when you say attempt quiz, you will now see our full consent form that gives you, I think, all the information you might want to know around the ethics related to what we're doing. And so please read this carefully, get all the information you want from that. You see you can contact us, Adam here if you want. If there's anything you'd like to know more about from the ethics group, you have their information here as well. And once you read through that, click next page. And now you're going to see three separate questions related to allowing us access to certain things, okay, for research purposes. And again, you can say no to all three of these and still use the platform. We just need to know. So the first one basically says, hey, while you're on the platform, you're going to be clicking on certain things, and at various points we're going to be asking for your feedback and your thoughts. Do you give us consent to actually collect that information and to retain it? And so yes or no. And if you do, you say I agree. If you don't, obviously I do not. So that's the first thing. Can we just get your metrics from the platform? The next one has to do with the previous data that we gathered in the context of the Indigenous Welcome activity. Remember, we gathered a bunch of data with surveys there, and if we can combine that data with information about what you are doing here, we can learn things like, which students is this working for, and how can we create it better to work for all students, etc. And so being able to link those data sets really helps us answer some questions we can't answer otherwise. So are you comfortable with us linking your two data sets? And either A, you are, or B, you're not. So I'm going to say I am again. And that's the second question. The third question is, you will be having conversations within TalkLab. Now, these conversations are anonymous. All we would collect is what the agent said and what the user said, and it's literally tagged that way: user agent, user agent. So that's all we know. But by looking at those conversations and analyzing them, we can get a sense of what's working well and where we maybe need to do some tweaks. And so we would like to analyze those conversations as well. Do you agree to allow us to do that with your data? And again, three separate questions, each of which you can agree or not, and your decisions will not impact anything else other than letting us know what you're comfortable with us doing. Cool. Once you say finish the attempt, you'll finish the attempt again. You're going to see all this stuff that looks quizzy or whatever. Ignore that. Submit all and finish. Okay. And now we have that information. So the last thing I think want to highlight, well, not the last thing. When you get to this section, it can feel kind of like, what do I do next? Anytime these things are available to you up here, you can use those to go back a step or to go back to the very top step. I'll go back to the very top step, TalkLab 101. You see that brings us here. Okay, so now that you've completed the consent form, even though things look locked over here, don't worry about that. They're not. You've opened up the platform by doing that. Then the next thing to do would be to click on the start here. And the start here is just going to give you a chance to talk to the AI version of me. And so basically, he will introduce you to the platform and answer any questions you might have as you get going. And you can come back here, by the way, anytime. Let me just give you a taste, and I'll give you a taste of what this platform is like. Hello, how are you?
I'm doing well. Thanks for asking. Let's dive right in. TalkLab is an exciting platform we've been developing to help students like you improve conversational skills through practice with AI partners. Keep in mind it's a prototype right now, so we're really looking for feedback from students like you to help shape its future. Would you like to hear more about the rationale behind why we created TalkLab?
Well, I could do that, but also I assume if I had any questions, any specific questions at this point, I could ask you those questions as well, correct?
Of course, feel free to ask me anything about TalkLab or if you'd like a general overview first, whatever works best for you.
All right, so you get the idea, right? You can either allow him to kind of give you a sense of what TalkLab's about, or you can ask specific questions, interact as you will, and that gives you also a taste of what some of these interactions are like. Once you've done that, you can come back here, and then the last of the things to kind of get going is the goals section. The goals section is very straightforward. Again, I'll just walk you through that. Again, it says quiz, don't worry about that, but really saying, hey, what are the various things that you hope TalkLab might do for you? Why are you here? And so we use the term soft skills, by the way. That just means your human interaction sort of skills. And so sure, I'd like to build those for my personal life and my professional life. I like having a way to practice these skills, and I kind of like talking to AIs. So this one's is, and as many as apply, and then you go to the next one, and now these are the same options, but now it's like, okay, but what's the one thing? If you had to pick just one of those things, what's the most important to you? And say I say build skills for my personal life, and I finish my attempt, and submit all, and submit all. Okay, and then again, I can come back to here anytime. And there we go. So now we've kind of got things initialized, and now we can just start jumping in. And I would suggest, maybe you do jump into the active listening one. Listen to a little bit, watch a video, and then you get into all these fun experiences with the bots. Don't want to sort of spoil that too much for you. So I'm going to let you experience that yourself. I really hope you enjoy the platform. I thank you for trying it out, for giving us your feedback, and for those of you who are consenting to allow us to use your data, thank you for that too. That really does help us make it better. Please play around. Welcome to TalkLab. I hope you have a lot of fun.